This is Trinesha Catrell, and welcome to First Love Yourself, where love, life, and Christ combine. I am so grateful to have you here on this journey of self-empowerment and discovery with me. In today's video, we're going to talk about what is the problem. But before we get started, if you're new here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more uplifting empowering content like this. So get comfortable because we are about to get into it. Let's go. I don't know why that always cracks me up, but so earlier today, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm trying to educate myself. I'm reading books. I'm listening to audiobooks. I'm listening to sermons, the whole thing that I usually do every day. And so as I'm sitting there trying to expand my horizon and learn new knowledge, like always, I come across this thing that talks about confidence. It talks about, preparing for 2024. It talks about all the things that you can do in your life to be more successful, ways to change your perspective, your perception, ways to be more well rounded, different ways to just become a better person in life. And so as I was going through these different things, I started to realize that a question that we don't often ask ourselves is, what is the problem? So sometimes it's easy to point the finger and say, well, that person's the problem. That person did this person did that, or I grew up like this. I grew up in this neighborhood. I grew up with this thing, instead of saying, okay, what's the real problem? What is something that I can do in my life to change that thing right now? Because I truly believe that there's a period in your life where you just have to stop blaming other people, where you have to get the emotional intelligence and start to say, okay, what did I do wrong? What can I do better next time? How can I become a better person? How can I handle this situation better in the future? And one of the things that really helps me is being able to take accountability, being able to acknowledge my wrongs and really see what direction I'm really heading in life. Like I don't think that any person can evolve and become a better person by just blaming other people or pointing the finger. And I like to say that I handle every situation perfectly now, but I don't. I'm a person that screws up like everyone else. I'm a person who makes mistakes just like everyone else. The difference is between me and some other people may be that I'm okay with taking responsibility. And I'm not getting on people that don't take responsibility. I just think that it's a trait that we all should carry. I think it's something that we could all do to better ourselves and to have better relationships with other people. Because I don't know about you, but if I'm in a conversation with someone else and they're saying, you do this, you do that, you're the reason why, I wouldn't want to be around that person that often because I would feel personally attacked. One, and then two, I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's always me. Like, it's never this person. And I would just feel so ostracized. I would feel like I'm being like hand selected to be talked to in a bad way or something. I don't know. But I would just need to like change my whole, first off, the people that are around me, and then secondly, I would want to make sure that I'm taking accountability and I'm responsible for my own actions. So instead of being like, well, that person always blames me, this could be the point in my life where I say, okay, that person blames me, but I'm the person that's sticking around. I'm the person that's subjecting myself to this type of behavior, to this type of treatment. So if I want better, if I feel like I deserve better, then I need to move on with my life. I need to do something else. If you know that the job isn't treating you right, and I'm not saying leave your job, definitely check with God first. And so when you know you're not being treated right, the best thing to do is use discernment and then say, okay, what can I do better in my life? How can I be a better person? What is it that I can do to get the job that will treat me right? If you're in a relationship, and I'm not telling you to leave the person that you're with, because relationships are work. That's what it is. It's not just the photo. It's not just what it looks like on Instagram or any other social media site. It is real work. I know it consists of a lot of hard work and dedication, and you got to really be about it. You can't just pretend like, oh no, it's just going to look cute. It's kind of like saying you want a baby because they're going to be cute. Like, it's going to be hard work. Everything that's worth it, everything that you want in your life, everything that you desire is going to take work. It's not just going to be given to you. Faith without works is dead. I know I say that a lot, but it's true. And so when you are going through life, it's really important. What was that though? I just, all right, pause. Quick side note. I have really been having like nasal congestion. I've just been like dealing with a whole bunch of like sinus stuff. I'm just like, okay, what's going on? So then I just did that and I was like, okay, well, it's another weird thing that's going to happen today and it's fine. Nobody cares. Anyways, nobody cares about that. And so when we're going through life, it's really important for us to say, okay, what is the problem? If the problem, when you're looking through your life and you're like, oh, I wish I could do this. I wish I could make more money. I wish I could be in a healthy relationship. I wish I could do whatever it is, fill in the blank. When you're going through your life, what is it that you can do right now that will change it? Like if you today, I hate to use this example, but it's really good. I was listening to a sermon and this pastor preached about how many hours are in a day or in a year. And he said, this is how many hours we have. And then you minus all the hours that you sleep. So it's like 80 some thousand hours in a day for a year. Was it a year or was it a certain amount of years? Anyways, but then he minus it. That might be incorrect, but he started off with 80,000 hours for whatever time period it was. Then he minus the time that we sleep and it went to 50,000 hours that you have or that you had. And he said, what are you doing with the time that you have in life? And I think it's important for us to ask ourselves that question. What are we doing with our time? Are we really cultivating really good relationships with other people? Are we really keeping the people in our lives who are going to help us advance? Are we really serving a purpose? Are we being purpose driven? Are we being intentional about the things that we want to do in life? Are we consistent? Are we disciplined about the things that we really do want? Or are we just like making a wish? Because we all know a goal without a plan is just a wish. Nothing without hard work, without determination, without intentionality it's not going to reap a harvest of anything. You're going to be desolate when you end up not giving or putting forth an effort into something that you really want in life. So it's important for all of us to know what the problem is, how we want to solve that problem in our lives, and how we can become better so that we can get the things that we really desire, that we truly desire. Like if you want this new job, get some skills, do whatever you got to do to train yourself so that you could become a better candidate for a job. If you say you want to be a wife, then you probably got to learn how to be a better communicator. You probably got to learn how to do whatever it is that you intend on doing to be in a healthy, happy relationship. If you want to be in a good friendship, you probably got to be the type of friend that you want to get. Like if you want somebody who's going to be there for you, you need to be there for the people around you. You can't just expect someone to be the thing for you that you're not. You can't expect someone else to give you something that you're not for yourself. People see value in you because of the value that you give yourselves. And that's not my quote, that's from somebody else, but it's real good. And so I think it's important for us to know and understand that when you want to be treated really well by other people, you have to remember that you have to value yourself first. You have to know that no matter what, like it could be chaotic around you. It could be a whole, anything could be going on. It could be somebody yelling over in the corner. It could be like this toddler throwing a fit in the store. It could be like the windstorm came up. Anything. All this chaos is around you, and you need to know who you are, regardless of this person yelling, regardless of the storm that's coming, and regardless of the toddler that's throwing a tantrum. Regardless of any of those things around you, that has nothing to do with who you are. And you have to know, okay, it doesn't matter if this person says I'm this. I know who I am. It doesn't matter if this person thinks that this is how I deserve to be treated. I know how I treat myself. I know that I'm more precious than rubies. I know I'm a royal priesthood, a holy nation. I know that I am more than a conqueror. I know what I deserve in life, and I'm never going to settle for anything less than that, regardless if I got to be single or not. Regardless if I got to be in working 2-3 jobs and 2 or 3 jobs that treat me right, then instead of being at one job that treats me crappy. Whatever it is that you got to do to keep your value, to know that you are not going to settle for anybody treating you anyway but God's best, is what you got to do in life. And it's not always going to be easy. Sometimes we think that when we don't settle, it's just going to be easy peasy. Like all of a sudden everything just going to fall in. I mean, with God, everything does flow. That's true. But you also have to know that it's going to take effort. You're not just going to get it just by sitting there like, okay, God, give me everything I want. You got to be really intentional. You got to really be like, okay, I want to be treated well as a friend. So I'm going to be the best friend that I could possibly be. If my friend needs me, I'm answering, I'm there for them whenever it is that they need me to be there, especially if I have the time, especially if I'm available. I'm going to do whatever it takes to be the best friend I could possibly be, because I would want someone to be that for me. If I'm in a job and I know I want to own a company, I need to be the best employer that's there, especially if I'm Christian. Like, we need to be the best workers on the job, because we know that you can't reap a harvest if you faint. We know that faith without works is dead. We know that you reap what you sow. And so if I'm being a bad employee, then I'm going to be a bad boss, and my employees are going to treat me the same way that I treated that company. So you have to pour in the same thing that you want to get out. You have to make sure that you sow good seeds so you will reap a harvest, especially when it comes to relationships. If you know that you want to be treated a certain way. Ooh, I learned this yesterday and I forgot to say it in the video because it just went, it just went out of my memory. But I used to say this thing, and it feels good when you say it. It really does. But you got to be real, and you got to remember what type of energy, what type of person that you want to be. So I'm the type of person who is super independent, and I want to be interdependent. And sometimes in the past, what I would say is, well, I could buy my own flowers. I could take myself on a date. And it's good that you buy yourself flowers. I think you should do that. I think you should take yourself on solo dates, because it does make you feel really good. But I used to feel like, okay, this guy doesn't have to do this because I can do all of these things on my own. I used to feel like, okay, well, regardless if he does it or not, I'm going to do it for myself, so it doesn't matter. But I never thought of, until yesterday, how I could be diminishing or deploying or depreciating my power when it comes to a relationship, because I'm taken away from that man being a leader and being able to be the type of person who sets up things like that, who does those types of things, because I'm already thinking, well, I'm going to do it regardless. So why does it matter? But it does matter, because regardless if you do it for yourself, and hopefully, I was going to say or not, but hopefully you do it for yourself, that person that you're with should still do that as well. They should still treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. Regardless, if you loving yourself and somebody with you is not loving you the way that you love you, that is doing a disservice to you and that person, because you are not allowing them to be the best version of themselves, and you are not getting the best things that you want for your life. And if you settle, you are not going to be fulfilled. You're going to always feel like you're missing out on something. You might even be a little resentful, like everything. So you have to make sure that you gaining your power is not taking away the power from someone else. And you're not diminishing your power by not being in your feminine, by not allowing that energy that you're supposed to be living in to be empowered, to be everything that you need it to be. And that's something that I try to keep in mind now, because although I'm independent, if I want to be interdependent, I have to allow a man to be able to do that. And so that's just something that I'm working on. One problem out of several problems that I see, that I know that I need to be better at. And so every day, I always like to say I'm not perfect, but I'm always trying to be a better person. And so I think it's important to keep in mind that we're not going to be perfect, but it's a time right now for us to change our perspective so that we can be better people for the world, so we could add to the world, so we can live our best life. Like, you only got this life. And I know people say you only live once, but let's say you only live this life. So live it to the best of its ability. This is your life. Like, you, every day you wake up, you got to be like, this is the best day ever. I'm about to go out here. I'm about to get it. Everything's about to be lining up. Bam, 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 bam. No, but seriously, you got to really like go at it like you just love your life. You're not going to get another day like this one. You're not going to get another moment like this one. And sometimes we take it for granted. We get so egotistical and so arrogant and saying that, oh, it's just going to be another thing. This is just another day. Oh, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. No, you had one bad thought in the morning and you could change it right now. You don't have to think like that for the rest of the day. This is just a moment in your life. This is not your entire story. It's time for us to stop making excuses and saying that our life is just what it is. No, it's what you make it. If you want to be a good person, if you're trying to be living your best life, if you're trying to be in your masculine and your feminine, men, women, whatever you're doing in your life, you need to do that to the best of your ability. You have to be the best version of yourself and go for the things that you want in life. because you don't want to be on your deathbed. Sorry, I don't know if the D word is going to be one of them trigger words for YouTube, but it's too late now. But you don't want to be doing that and then saying, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Wish I would have went for that thing. I wish I would have started that business. I wish I would have went for that relationship. I wish I would have I wish I would have said this to this person. No, take advantage of every single moment that you have every single day. Do the things that you really want to do right now, especially if your budget allows you to be able to do that. Don't be like, oh no, I can't do it because then I'm gonna be living too good of a life. Good. You need to be living your best life. And don't worry about nobody else. The thing that makes me the happiest is when I dance in the middle of the store and I don't care who looking. Like, I'm all off rhythm and everything. I just be living my life happy because listen, if I go at that moment, that person can't bring me back. So I have to live my life happy for myself, regardless of who thinks what about me. I might look silly in these videos talking about God this, God that, but I'm gonna talk about God every day because He saved my life. Like, you don't understand. I used to care so much about what everybody else thought about everything, and now I'm like, I have a life to live. If I want to go out somewhere, I'm gonna go out somewhere. If I want to be somewhere, I'm gonna be there. If my budget allows me to do stuff, I'm doing those things in my life because I'm not trying to live my life to please anybody else because I only get this life. I don't have the time to waste trying to make sure that someone else thinks that I'm good enough. I don't have the time to waste to pretend like I have to try to let someone talk down to me and disrespect me and just put up with it. Those times, those days are over. I'm not living that life. I'm living my best life that I could possibly live. Every moment in my life is not going to be perfect, but I'm going to continue to push. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep doing the best that I can. I'm going to keep going for my dreams. I'm going to keep pursuing my purpose. I'm going to keep doing everything that it is that I possibly can do while God is still allowing me His grace and His mercy to continue in my life. And I hope that's what you do too. I hope you don't wait for January 1 on a calendar to start saying, okay, I'm going to start living my life now. Like, no, live right now at this moment, because some people didn't get to make it to this moment. Live right now in this moment. Do one thing. I saw this list earlier today, and I challenge you to try it. It is, you write down I ams, like I am in this healthy relationship, or I am in this job that creates successful opportunities, or whatever it is that you want in your life. Write down all of these I ams, write down all of these things that you want for your life. And then in a daily journal, write down what you're going to do every day to go towards that goal. Like, if you're saying you want healthy hair, every day you're going to massage your scalp for 15 minutes, or you're going to start brushing your hair, or you're going to start making sure that you're taking care of your ends, because your ends are the most sensitive parts of your hair, right? So you're going to do different things like that that's not manipulating your hair, that is still you taking care of your scalp, you taking care of your roots, you taking care of your ends, so that your hair can be healthier. Every day you do something that adds to the value of your hair so that your hair can continue to be healthy. And when you're waking up, or sometime during the day, write 3 things you're grateful for. You're not going to feel grateful if you feel crappy and you're like, oh, I want healthy hair. And then you say, oh, my hair sucks. No, you got to say, I want healthy hair. Write down the things you're going to do to accomplish it. And then you're going to put down 3 things you're grateful for. I'm grateful that God gave me this hair on my head. I'm grateful that I get to see, to smell. I'm grateful for all of my senses. I'm grateful for my friends, for my family. I'm grateful for my mind, my body, and my soul. I'm in my right mind because of God. I'm grateful that my body is healthy because I'm trying to eat better and I'm exercising. I'm grateful for everything that I have in my life. Everybody that's here, everybody that's gone, every person that was there for a season, every person that's there for a reason, every single thing in my life I'm grateful for. But you don't have to say everything like that. You just got to say 3 things, because the 3 things will allow you to appreciate your life, and you won't feel like, oh, this woe is me attitude. You will actually appreciate the life that you've been given. So I definitely challenge you to do that and start solving problems instead of adding to a problem. Instead of like talking about all the things you can't do, instead of trying to point the finger, figure out what your problem is in your life that you want to solve and solve it. Start today so that you can live your best life. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys Sunday. I might be here tomorrow or Saturday if I get home in enough time, but I have some things that are scheduled, so I might not be here tomorrow or Saturday, but I will be here on Sunday. So I will see you guys soon. I hope you always remember how amazing, and you are just so amazing. Like, I don't know if people always ever tell you that, but know that you're amazing. Know that you are a good person. Know that you being here and actually trying to improve your life, you watching this video and actually trying to be a better person, you supporting this channel and helping someone else when, you could be doing something for yourself is amazing. And I think that you should pour into yourself so that you always remember that you deserve God's best for your life. So I will see you guys soon.